Well, hello, and welcome equally to both my fellow Christians and to anyone else, including those who may happen to think I am ignorant, stupid, or crazy.
Hello.
Because, yes, when it comes to the creation versus evolution debate, I am firmly on the side of creation. Literal, biblical, six-day creation. Basically, the point of this video is there is a debate. Thing is, I'm in biology class, I mean, I'm not a biology major, and my professor, yeah, in the middle of class, a few weeks ago, he attempted to stand in front of the entire classroom of biology students and tell me that evolution is not controversial.
It's certainly not controversial in the scientific community. It's considered a unifying theory of many different scientific disciplines.
Where's he been?
Well, he has been working inside the scientific community for many years, writing grant proposals, doing research himself, and overseeing the research of others. Not to mention reading the journals related to his field so that he stays up to date on current advancements. Oh, and he's been teaching it.
The afternoon after that class period, I took the liberty of performing a little scientific experiment of my own. I walked around campus, I even went into town because I had to go anyway, and I talked to people that I had never seen before in my life. I said, "Do you think evolution is a controversial subject?"
You didn't do an experiment, you took a poll, and not a very good one. You didn't record the data, your question was too broad, and you polled the general population, not a focus group like the scientific community.
By the way, that is all I said. I gave them no indication of what side I was on, so they answered completely with free will and not trying to tell me what they might have thought I wanted to hear.
Irrelevant. You don't manipulate poll data by letting the person polled know which side you were on. You get the poll results that you want by doing exactly what you did, asking a question so vague that you're going to get false positives.
I asked 27 people, and I got 26 yeses, and one I don't really know because I don't care.
And how many of those work in the scientific community? Better yet, how many of those people actually work with the theory of evolution?
Are we seeing a pattern here? I reported back the next day, told the teacher what I had done. He said, "Oh no, I meant within the scientific community."
I didn't see that coming.
Of course it's kind of controversial down here. This is the South. There are lots of Bible thumpers. Or that's essentially what he said. Of course, he was a little bit more tactful about it, but actually not much more tactful.
So you're just angry that your professor called you out on being wrong, and so now you've run to the internet to whine about it. That's going to go over really well.
Anyway, he clarified that he meant within the scientific community. It was not controversial. Wow. Within biology. Within the scientific community. Well, let's see about that. Let's see about that scientific community. What is this?
What is that?
In 6 days, why 50 scientists choose to believe in creation.
Wow.
Wow.
Is it a book?
It's a book.
Did you say 50 of them?
50 of them.
Wow.
That's something.
That is something. Thanks to supernatural power, I was able to contact a deity to check the veracity of this book. No, I'm just kidding. I used a Google search to find the book for free online. So let's pick some of those scientists at random. Dr. Jerry R. Bergman. He holds a PhD in human biology from Columbia Pacific University. Columbia Pacific University no longer exists, but they once were an unaccredited distance learning university. They were shut down by a court order for giving out fake PhDs, so I guess it's 49 scientists. Let's check another one. Jeremy L. Walter? He's a mechanical engineer. Well, that's weird. Who else is on the list? Dr. Paul Guillaume is a medical doctor? I'm starting to see a pattern here. Dr. Keith H. Wanzer has a PhD in condensed matter physics. Where are the biologists, the people we should be listening to about evolution? I know where one is. He's teaching their class, and you have chosen to ignore him.
Darwin's Black Box. The Biochemical Challenge to Evolution. Michael J. Behe.
Old Behe has been around for a while, and he is a quack. Don't take my word for it. Look at the Dover trial. Under oath, he said that according to his definition of scientific theory, astrology would be one. Also, look at what Johnny Jones III, a Christian judge who presided over the case, would ultimately rule. Quote, Professor Behe's claim for irreducible complexity has been refuted in peer-reviewed research papers and has been rejected by the scientific community at large. And, quote, Professor Behe's concept of irreducible complexity depends on ignoring ways in which evolution is known to occur. You got anything else for me?
Fun part is, I can even stump him. We were talking about plant evolution. He's like, oh, the dinosaurs did not have grass. Very recent evolutionary step. I'm like, how do the scientists think they know that? He said, well, it's found in higher layers. It's found above the dinosaurs. We know, so we know the dinosaurs didn't have grass. Uh-huh. You don't think those layers could have been formed all at once in a big flood and the grass is higher because it's lighter?
So you interrupted your biology professor during a lecture. You asked an off-topic question about geology. Not only that, but your question postulates the idea of a worldwide flood? I would have stared at you wondering if you were playing a prank on me. And then, if I thought you were seriously asking that question, I would have told you to go talk to your geology professor.
He just stared at me. Apparently he'd never heard that one before. All he could say was, you should bring that up in a geology class. Really, everything that we see on Earth today, all of the geologic forms, the strata, it all makes much more sense in the context of a global flood than anything else.
Is that your expert opinion as a geologist?
Trees, fossilized trees and giant reeds standing up between many, 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 many layers. There are pictures. Google it. It's not that hard.
You should try Googling it yourself sometime. A simple look through Wikipedia shows you examples and explanations of how and why such geological structures form. I'm not a geologist. Your professor of biology is not a geologist. You should try asking your geology professor.
It's how people think the life began, rained on the rocks for millions of years. Chemicals in the oceans, blah, life!
Just because you don't understand something does not make it wrong. And it is obvious to everyone watching this video that you do not understand abiogenesis.
The point is, there is controversy over evolution in our schools, evolution in our textbooks.
Science is not a democracy. You do not get a vote. You do not get a say-so. Science happens within the peer-reviewed system. Scientists review other scientists' science.
Arguments between scientists, there are journals on both sides.
There is not one single creationist journal respected in the scientific community.
There are conventions.
They have conventions for people that believe that the government is controlled by reptilian aliens. So what?
All of you that are watching this right now, you have no doubt that there is a controversy. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this video. Now, would you?
I watch videos like this because I experience schadenfreude.